Welcome, everybody, to the Three Gun Show. I'm your host, Dave Hartman. This is episode number 276, and this one is a little bittersweet because it is a match recon of the 2018 Hard as Hell Multigun. Ordinarily, I'd be gearing up for this match this year, but unfortunately, it's not being held this year, 2019, if you're listening to this in the way off future. So I'm not exactly sure what the most recent news is on the SUPS range, where it is usually held. But last I heard, neighbors claimed they were catching rounds from the range, causing the county to limit their shooting. It's classic BS of people building houses near a shooting range and then complaining when there's noise. It's terrible. It happens all the time. It just happened here in Austin. It sucks to see, but I honestly don't know what we can do about all that. If you do know what to do about it, do it and let me know so I can come shoot the match. So, anyway, so apparently the entire range is being turned 180 degrees, which is a huge undertaking when you consider like all the amount of dirt that has to be moved. I have a lot of opinions on this, but I'll save them for you. I will just say that with the government involved, who knows how long it could take to complete that action and for the range to be back online. So I hope the best for the people at SUPS, Southern Utah Practical Shooters. It's a great range. I've taken classes there, shot a bunch of matches there, and always enjoy the good time in Southern Utah. And I hope to come back again. So hopefully the range is back up and running soon. The other thing I have for you this week is that the Three Gun Show Pro Shop will be having some killer Black Friday sales. And I mean killer stuff. Like some of the stuff I might get in trouble for. But we won't talk about that until it happens. I'm putting together some packages that will save you a ton of money if you're looking to upgrade during the off-season here. Everything in the store will be on sale. So some deals will be better than others. So you want to buy early if you can, because I'm hoping, expecting to sell out of all the cool stuff that we're doing. So Black Friday deals will start midnight Friday morning after Thanksgiving. But if you're a Patreon supporter of the Three Gun Show, you will get access 4 hours earlier at 8 p.m. This is Central Time, by the way. Texas time, as we like to call it. So when you're ready for round 2 or 3 of Thanksgiving dinner, you'll be able to snatch up something for yourself or a loved one at a fantastic deal. And 3GunShowProShop.com is where you make that happen. You will need the coupon codes that we're going to be providing, and those will go live on social media and through our email list and on Patreon for you Patreon supporters at the appropriate times. If you're on the email list, you'll know it's been a while since we've done an email, so keep an eye on your spam box, mark it safe, and you want to see the cool stuff that we have going. I'm pretty excited about it. Like 2011, Dave, when I started, would have been like over the moon about the stuff that I have planned here, and he would have bought 2 of each. So you should do the same. All right, keep an eye peeled for that. And in the meantime, enjoy this match recon of the 2018 Hard as Hell Multigun. Hey, everybody, it's your buddy Dave with special field correspondent Adam Maxwell.
In from the field.
And we are going to do a match recon of the 2018 Hard as Hell Multigun that we both shot. You know it. We love it. This is the first time that we've done a match recon on something that both people have shot. Usually I try to get a person that didn't shoot the match, so it's almost like you're telling someone about the match, and then they can ask questions and everything.
Yeah.
Or actually, I guess did this again with Red October like 2 years ago. But I think we can do this.
It's one of the very few, if not the first, that we've done again since we've done a recon of it.
We're starting to get more, though. I think we've got probably like 5 or 6 in the bag. But this, I'm really glad I got to go to Hard as Hell this year. I went in 2016. I missed 2017, and I got to go again in 2018. So this is cool. I was a guest of Vortex Optics, so on behalf of the Three Gun Show and Thank you, Vortex Optics.
Yeah.
So
You're always welcome with us, Dave.
this was really cool.
We actually fight over whose house you're going to stay at when you come here.
I know. So you and Ruben are abandoning me today, and so I hit up Trav, and he was like overjoyed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
gonna go over to the Vogel house.
But seriously, when my house is done, you stay at my house. I'm a guest in other people's home right now, but when I have my house, you're staying at my house.
Perfect. Well, my home is open to you as well, and I will buy some sort of.
I actually had them build
Furniture.
a shelf just for your luggage.
Is that right?
Yeah.
There's a luggage shelf?
Yeah. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to put carpet on it or vinyl flooring.
Huh.
I don't want you to spill on the carpet, though.
That's true. I am known to spill on stuff. All right, man. Let's talk hard as hell here.
JP Enterprises Hard as Hell 3-gun.
Boom. So
2018. Often long considered for me a must-attend event.
Yep.
From the first one I went, it's on the Vortex calendar. We start at Hard as Hell and work backwards. I mean, that's how it is.
This for me solidified this match.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler alert right up front here. I had a freaking blast. I loved it.
Yep.
And it was cold, and it was wet, and it was muddy, and I loved it. And for people that know me, that says something right there.
How much did we love it? We left the mud on our guns.
Yeah.
It's 3 months later. I
three
still have
of
Hard
my-
as Hell mud
All
on
three
my
of my
guns.
guns still have hard as hell mud on them for sure.
It'll come off when it's ready.
Yeah. That's so funny. It's true though. Yeah. So this is also a fun fact. First match I flew to. Of all the matches I've gone to, first match I flew to, I had to borrow a gun case from Aaron Hayes because I didn't have one. And so I learned a lot by flying.
Yes.
Yeah. I also learned that this is probably not a match you should fly to because you need so much shit. All right. So let's talk about this. November 30 through December 2nd. And location was SUPS, Southern Utah Practical Shooters, which is the same range Tactical Performance is at, owned by the Nelsons, who also do practice score in beautiful St. George, Utah.
Yes.
Bring your own beer.
They keep telling us it's the last year at this range, and then they keep having it at this range. So.
Yeah, exactly. So, and we'll get to that one in a minute here. So, rule set is a very unique, hard as hell rule set, and
basically buck up, buttercup.
Yep, pretty much
with divisions specifications.
Yep, and we'll talk about that in a minute here too. Don't let me forget that brief we got, the match brief we got from Ken.
Yes.
Practice score, yep, it's all on practice score, of course, because they own it. Quick stats. The schedule was shoot a stage, wait, shoot a stage, wait.
Yep.
Right, which ordinarily I don't like. Seemed to work pretty well for this match. Match fee $250, 220 shooters.
That is a big turnout.
That is a big turnout.
Days.
Well, yeah, seriously, when we're talking about
matches have a hard time getting 120 people now because they're so diluted. But man, so if you can draw double that to a major match, you're doing something right.
And I found out recently, you don't have to comment on this one. I found out recently that some matches will open up if say they have like 200 spots for the whole match for round number's sake. They will open 150 spots on day one, and then sell out, air quotes, saying, "Oh, our match is sold out. You may put yourself on the wait list if you like." And then they'll slowly fill the rest of the match from the wait list. So they have the perception of selling out, which I think is ridiculous. You don't need to comment on that. But this is a legitimate 220 shooters. We saw every single one of them. Divisions and winners. Open division.
Open division. The man, the myth, the legend, the world champ himself, Josh Golf Clap Freilich.
So this was exciting to see Josh out there. And Josh and I have had many conversations about this, about how he's shooting more traditional 3-gun matches. And by traditional, I mean like super long stages, physical type things. And this was a first for him. Like, he's well known and well established as being overly competent. And by overly competent, I mean like he destroys worlds at Bay matches, USPSA style, right?
What is the basis of his career?
Yeah.
The basis of his career was crushing PCC. World Shoot Shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
all those are in bays.
Yeah. Well, in addition to winning kind of fast technical matches.
There you go, fast technical matches.
He's known for the fast technical stuff or really crushing one gun, events.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
he still wins a ton of 3-gun though.
He does, but like I mean, he really got on board with when there was a PCC only match, and when PCC was launched in USPSA, he really got on board with it. Same thing when they were going to do the World Shotgun Shoot. Like, I mean, last year he poured half of his year into getting ready for that, and he'll openly say that it kind of hurt him on the other guns because he focused on this one so hard.
Right, and now he's saying that he's going to be focusing on 3-gun because that's what he truly loves to do.
Yeah, and he's like, man, I kind of got shorted on 3-gun this year because I focused so much on these.
Well, and a lot of people are asking him, like, are you going to be going to Sweden for the rifle shoot? And the answer is no, I'm going to be shooting 3-gun.
Which surprises me.
It surprises me too, but when you hear the reasoning, which you just said, makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, for as hardcore as he is about the rifle shooting with his JPs and knowing kind of JP's mentality, like I'm kind of surprised he isn't going. But
world championships, right? Like he's hardcore about that.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, why win these meager meager championships that we win?
Yeah.
When you can win a world championship.
Exactly. All right. So second place, John Wydell.
Yes.
Another Minnesota boy.
Yeah. A name that you're seeing at the top of the list more and more.
How old is John? John's a junior. How old is he?
I'd probably say 16 or 17.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure, and for that I apologize, John. But yeah, he
coming up fast though.
He kind of come flying out of the back like a Tomahawk missile.
Yeah.
And then just landed on the top of the list. But I mean, I think he's kind of the kid we all wish we could be now. Like, man, if I could have, if I would have not been riding motocross when I was 16 and 17 and shooting 3-gun, man, when I was 100% focused on, I mean, I live in it now, but like in another way.
Well, I think your focus is different when you're young too, right?
Yeah.
Like you have, you can be more obsessive about things. Where now your focus is pulled into like mortgage, relationships, 3-gun, shoveling the damn snow.
Yeah.
There's so many things you have to do.
You can't just sit and podcast all day. Like you got to keep your relationships going.
Shut up, dude. All right. And so third place. Dun, 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 AMAX!
Hey!
So clean sweep by Minnesota boys here.
Yeah, man. We're not to be threatened with.
No kidding, especially in open division.
Yeah.
All right, keeping the Midwest alive. TAC Ops, Tim Yackley. First place. And so second place, Adam Reiser, hometown boy.
Yes, sir.
Third place, Aaron Brecky. I don't know where Aaron's from, but he's a TPC instructor.
I'm not familiar. But I'm sure he's awesome.
He was the RO on the pistol stage.
It was 3 months ago.
Oh yeah. Well, anyway,
I don't remember thinking that the guys in the pistol shoot house were dicks. So I mean,
no, they were great.
Yeah.
So Aaron was Aaron's a nice dude.
Yeah, man.
Limited, Jacob Blount.
I
shot with Jacob at Texas 3-Gun Championship. He quietly destroyed limited division.
He does strike me as that kind of guy.
Yeah, he's very quiet, but just lays it down.
Yeah,
and he did so here. I didn't shoot with him at Hard as Hell, but yeah, first place limited division, and because he won that, he had the highest place finish of, I think, 2 of 3 Hard as Hell matches. So Hard as Hell, Utah, Hard as Hell, Texas, and then Rock Hard in Kentucky.
Oh, yes, because this is the culmination of a point series now.
Yeah, so Jacob, first name on the traveling trophy.
Nice.
Yeah, got to pound in the rivets himself, which was cool.
That was cool.
Nice second place, another Minnesotan, Jay Schmidt.
Jay Schmitty.
Jay Schmidt.
First time
Minnesota
for him at this
group.
match.
Was it really?
Yeah. This is, I might even say this is probably the farthest that Jay has ventured from the Midwest to shoot a match.
Interesting. Well,
so I'm guessing he'll be back.
Yeah, worked for him.
Yeah, he was all about it.
Third place, limited, Brian Vaught.
Limited division dynasty.
Yes, absolutely. The man who complained when they allowed red dots in limited division.
But we still love you.
That's the dynasty. Is like he's been around since Ironsights.
Yeah, man.
Trooper division.
Still got the shovel.
Duncan Klein.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know either, but Duncan, good for you, man.
He crushed it.
Yeah. Second place, Trooper division, Mark Roth.
Always a guy to be factored in when he shows up at a match.
Yep. Flip flops, cigarette hanging out of his mouth, carrying all his shit.
Don't let the flip flops and nicotine fool you. Mark can bring it.
Third place, Sky Killian.
Sky Killian.
Yep. Out there killing it, representing for the ladies. Nice work, Sky. And other opportunities. So there was a team stage on this one, which was like a 10th stage. It was basically to fill a dead spot in the schedule, right?
Yeah.
And it was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah. It was kind of a free for all.
Yeah.
I was glad we did it first and just kind of got it out of the way.
And then we did it twice, right?
Yeah.
And then the second time, I almost knocked Dakota Overland down. Like if you watch the game film, like I was running to what I thought was my shotgun because they're all black and they all look the same.
Yeah.
And I had to switch course at the last minute, and she was coming across, and she took a shoulder from Dave, almost took her out.
Nice.
I wasn't saying that for a nice, but yeah, it was a pretty sweet move. Dork.
A little team tactics there, Team Breda versus Team Benelli.
Yeah. Yeah, so actually I'm not
Robbins racing.
Not on Team Breda.
No?
No, there's a lot of Breda shooters, but a very small amount on Team Breda. So team stage was shoot all these poppers down with your shotgun, which was great because we had a bunch of open shooters on our team, and then run around the corner and then hacksaw down a 2x4 with your pistol and or rifle.
Yes.
Or PCC if you're in 2x4.
Yep.
A lot of fun. All right, so let's get on to the meat, buddy. Match flavor.
Match flavor. I mean, the reason we love it, it's big stages with all your stuff.
Yep.
I mean, they're not all 3-gun stages, but there's 3 1-gun stages that are massive, and then the rest of them pretty much take 3 guns.
I thought there was, I mean, the amount of physicality and difficult things and squatty little holes you have to get into and stuff was awesome.
It's just right.
Yep.
I didn't like that machine gun.
That
thing can go in the weight that was machine gun shaped, I should say.
Yeah, it's like
we didn't actually get to shoot a machine gun.
Steel pipe, shaped kind of like it's kind of 1919, right?
Yeah, kind of like a Browning water cooled.
Oh yeah, like a bar.
Yeah.
I don't know my machine guns, but anyway, yeah. So you had to drag it through a tunnel and then pick it up and put it on the tripod and then shoot.
That doesn't add anything for me, and I mean, it's just crawling around in the mud, but. I think, last year a big criticism that we had was there was a lot of physicality for physicality's sake, and it took away from the shooting.
Right.
I think they alleviated that this year.
Yeah, good.
I think the physicality that everyone wants was there, but you still got what you were there for, which was the shooting.
Yeah, and the shotgun stage was like 56 rounds or something like that.
Yeah, out of that thing, it was like it was a trailer mocked up like a B-52.
Yeah, and that was a ton of fun. The flying birds were so stinking fast, and I don't mean 3-gun fast. Like they were stinking fast.
They were sporting clays fast.
They were incredible,
and I love them. I'm glad they did them.
I was too. Yep. I loved them. I missed 2 out of the 3, and I was totally pumped about it. You know, they were really good. There's a ton of knockdowns there on that stage. Shitload of shotgun shells, and you had to load bent over because you couldn't stand in this B-2 bomber unless you were Dakota or Adam Reiser, and same person really,
right?
Same size,
same, but different.
But that was a ton of fun, and that is like exactly the type of stages I like to shoot. Super physical, long par time.
Yep.
Multiple bays. It was incredible.
Usually multiple bays. Yeah, I like it. They last year they tried to cut the part times back to fit more people in. I'm glad they went more to the long format. I like the big stages with lots of movement.
There are matches that try to change their flavor or their niche to allow more people in and to appeal to more people, and I think that's dumb. either sell out and don't allow those people in, and maybe they get in next year, or do 2 matches back to back. Leave the stages up and do it on the next weekend or something. But watering it down to fit more people in, I think, is a bad thing. It's like watering down the bourbon to feed more or to give more people bourbon.
Yeah.
Eventually, you just get water.
Yeah. And
I'll
talk about that later.
Yeah, let's do skills utilize.
Skills utilize. I mean, it's a lot of, aside from the stuff you're normally going to see, it's a lot of awkward positions, a lot of hard stuff on the clock. Like they made us crawl into that weird tank thing.
Yep.
There's the low army crawl trench thing that's always there that you can expect. You scale the bouldering wall.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Yeah, there's a shoot house. The shoot house was pretty legit last year after being kind of vanilla last year.
Oh, you mean legit this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was better this year than it was last year. Last year
shit loads of buckshot in the shoot house.
Yes.
Because there's options.
Yep.
And I think you could actually shot it with birdshot. It would have been much, much cheaper.
Yeah.
But
is it necessary to shoot that with buckshot?
But it was actually fine. In fact, now that I think about it, you probably could have put birdshot on your belt, shot that whole thing, and no one would even known.
I don't know what you're talking about, Dave. But there were some tricky shots too. Like they had this thing this year called Satan's A-hole.
Yeah.
They had you had to thread the needle through a plate to get to the plate in the back.
Yeah, and apparently that's a target that's going to be traveling around now too.
Yeah.
I threaded the needle.
Yeah, I did too.
With the PCC stage gun, the JP PCC, and with my pistol.
Yeah. So that was cool. I mean, it's kind of an intimidating shot, but it's totally doable.
Yep. If you take your time. If you're trying to rush it, you're not going to.
Oh yeah. You're gonna send it off into Neverland.
Yeah. So I like that. I guess skills utilized would be a good attitude in putting up with shenanigans as well.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're not willing to put up with shenanigans, accept that these bigger stages might have uncontrollable variables. It just might not go your way. I mean, it's a survival match. You're not going to crush it with no errors. I mean,
it's a match where the person that gets the least penalties is going to win.
He who struggles the least is the one that wins. Nobody gets through without a struggle.
Yeah, for sure. Incredibly fun struggle though.
Yes.
Yeah. Terrain. They had to keep it in the bays this year.
It's a bay match now due to the local legal struggles that they're having.
So
they used to be able to put stuff up on the hills for long range.
There are hundreds of a-holes who built a house on the other side of a range and were surprised to find that they were shooting there.
Yeah.
Every Saturday.
Who knew?
Yeah. So it's the classic thing where they have town meeting after town meeting, and someone finally brings a cartridge, not a bullet, a cartridge to the town meeting and says, "This was in my backyard where my kids play."
Yep.
That sounds familiar. That's how they shut down the old Trigun.
Yep.
That same tactic.
And I
don't know how that works.
Well, going too deep in the weeds, it amazes me how stupid people are. It's I feel like in the 50s they would have just called BS on that and said, be on your way.
Yep. But and you, Steve, you're now known as the town liar.
Yeah. It's no, that's not correct. It's like the allegation. The allegation carries more weight than the proof.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
It is very unfortunate. Which sucks because this match used to have a 600 and something yard target.
Yeah. Yeah. There was some really cool stuff that they could do before.
Yeah. And this year it was limited to 100 yards. However, I don't think that was a reason not to shoot the match.
Mm-mm.
It didn't take away from it.
It was 100% legit still.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're hardcore long range, you probably belong in PRS anyway.
Right.
But I think they do an amazing job with the limitations that they have.
Yeah.
It's still a very big facility, but as far as the natural terrain rifle stuff goes, it's just it just is what it is.
Right. Yeah. So farthest shot was 100 yards.
Yeah.
we had to shoot some weird shapes on paper that were very small, probably like what, 1.5 2 inches.
Yeah, that was very hard.
That was very
it was like
hard.
Police sniper shit.
Yeah, and like it was definitely need to know your offset type shit. Like it was very difficult. So
good luck shooting that with limited.
I know. I would have completely shot that one different had I had it to do again.
Yeah, would have dropped the mulligan card there.
Yeah. Logistics.
I mean, logistics are pretty solid at this match. I think you pretty much just come and check in at the stages. There's not a whole lot of day before stuff that you have to do. I mean, all the practical. I mean, they're using the full suite for practice score on it because
there's like Wi-Fi on the range.
Yeah. As far as like prizes and stuff like that, we have separate division prize tables that you walk in order of finish. So, I mean, the logistics are pretty well nailed down on this one. I like it a lot. It's very accessible.
Yep.
I guess if we go to venue, it's very accessible from the major roads. It's in a very touristy area, so there's lots of
I flew
amenities.
into St. George Airport. They were super cool about guns.
Yeah, I didn't know that
Both
was an
ways.
option. I might look to do that
Yeah,
next year. We flew into Vegas.
It wasn't much more expensive than Vegas, too, especially if you calculate getting a rental car, which I just hooked up with you dudes later.
Yeah.
I took an Uber from the airport to the range. Dude dropped me off right in front of the clubhouse with my suitcase and my guns.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Dude was really cool, too.
Today's
he was a shooter. He had a gun. I didn't see it.
Yeah. So
so the venue I like a lot. Again, you know, this is one of the more iconic now venues that we go to. It's freaking gorgeous. It's right next to a national park. Yep. And like I say, national parks don't like stop at the border. It's not like they just have like the, you know, all of the beauty stays in here.
Yeah, exactly.
The whole area is gorgeous. I love it.
Utah's a beautiful place.
Yeah, the Nelsons are always awesome. So pre-communication, I wasn't really in on pre-communication because I got in the last minute. I had to get my information from you.
I think for the most part it was adequate, timely. The thing they dropped the ball on was the buckshot.
Yeah. Oh shit! I still owe Brian $20.
Sorry, Brian.
Oh, Brian, you'll
Hope
get that
the juice
soon, buddy.
isn't running on that.
Yeah.
But so they announced a buckshot round count. And
18.
They said no flight control.
Right.
Again, despite what we said last year.
Right.
Got there.
Flight control's fine.
Got there. Flight control's fine. And, oh, by the way, you need a lot more of it.
Yeah, I think the minimum round count on one stage was 18.
Yeah.
Minimum round count. And we're talking with spinners and shit.
Yeah. So we actually sacrificed a lot of walkthrough time, basically scavenging every gun store in Vegas, which there's a lot of them. But they don't apparently like flight control buckshot.
And do you know why that is? Because unlike the Midwest, we don't hunt bucks with buckshot. We hunt them with rifles out west.
We can't use buckshot either, but yeah, it's that's slugs you're thinking of.
Oh, do you hunt with slugs out here?
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, there's a lot of places you have to use slugs. But
interesting.
Yeah, flight control buckshot was really hard to find. We rounded up barely enough buckshot. Thankfully, we were squatted with Josh Freilich, Team Federal.
Yeah,
who ships enough buckshot to shoot the match 3 times.
Yeah, exactly. And I think he's one of those over-prepared dudes. And Michael O'Brien was driving, so if Michael O'Brien didn't drive and
I think we lit the primer on the last round of buckshot we had.
Dude, we were going through the shoot house and picking up buckshot, just random ass buckshot off the ground. Like I had Sinistral Rifleman. He gave me some of his buckshot, which never accept buckshot from Sinistral Rifleman, by the way. It's all military stuff. It is hot as shit. It was hilarious.
Yes.
I was not expecting that. I thought something bad happened. Good one. Well played, sir. But yeah, so we got them from everywhere. And we were unloading. We had like an agreement on our squad, like, you know, whoever shoots after me on that stage can have my buckshot.
Yep.
So we were unloading shotguns into people's caddies that were on deck.
Yep.
Like that's how much freaking buckshot we needed. It was crazy.
Cutting it close.
Yeah. And we did buy some from Brian, and I still owe Brian money now I think about it. But
and I'm not sure what it added.
We weren't able to buy enough.
Yeah.
I mean, Brian would have given us more, but from what we bought, we still didn't have enough.
Yeah. And I'm not sure what the buckshot added to the match.
Other than I guess on that one stage where we shot from the tower, that makes sense with buckshot.
Yeah, that
because
does.
that was difficulty.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, in the shoot house, we could have done all that with birdshot.
Mm-hmm.
But Brian Nelson likes buckshot, and when you go to one of his matches, you're going to have to know your pattern for buckshot.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Staff.
I mean, they were very good.
I liked all the staff.
I mean, they got a little short on that one stage.
Which one was that?
The one that was always running behind.
Yeah, but we went up there and we're like, we promise if you let us do what we want as far as staging our guns, we will be the least headache you have all day.
Yep.
And then we had to bust our butts to prove it, but we did.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
they were totally cool.
Everybody was totally cool.
I will say that there was one guy on a spinner that was telling people how to shoot the spinner.
Mm-hmm.
So he would say bottom, top. And what does top sound like when you have earplugs in?
Yeah,
so,
it is a shouting match. So.
Yeah, because coaching is fine, and so his heart was in the right place, but unfortunately execution wasn't. And I just kept going because I figured like someone will touch me, like they'll pat me on the back and tell me to stop shooting or something.
Yep.
Because he was on the ground and I was in a tower, like he can't stop me.
Yeah.
If he wants me to stop, he's gonna have to throw a rock.
Yep. I mean, if they want you to stop bad enough, they'll get physical.
Yeah. Adam told me it's like a fight. Don't stop until you hear the bell.
Yep.
So, other than that, like I love the staff. We got an awesome stage brief from Ken Nelson before we shot, and he said like, keep in mind this is a very special match, and it's hard as hell. And we have a little thing we say when something bad happens when the target wasn't reset and you had to shoot over it. Instead of complaining, we say ha, hard as hell, HAH, ha.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as you keep that as your mantra while you're shooting it, you're gonna have a great time.
Yep.
So, fun factor.
I just like the big stages, the monster stages. Is just there aren't very many matches that do them anymore.
No,
it's hard to do. It's hard to get facilities that'll do it. There's so many whiners and snowflakes in the sport now that it's kind of like, it's too hard. So it's cool that there's still a match where you can really get those big stages.
I like when matches are not watered down.
Yes.
And I think a lot of matches try to water stuff down to make them new person friendly.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we need tougher new people is what I think.
Mm-hmm.
I love having new people in the sport. It's great, but let's not make it shitty for everyone else. Like they don't look at like my favorite example is Spartan Race.
Mm-hmm.
They don't say, well, let's put a 4-foot wall because the new people aren't going to be able to get over this 10-foot wall.
Mm-hmm.
Toughen up, get better.
Yeah, so I mean, it's one of the few matches in the country where you can still do this kind of stuff, and it's like I say, we started hard as hell and worked backwards when we figure out the years. So
it's definitely on my to shoot list for next year or this year.
My favorite part of the Match Recon, the match fee quotient.
Oh yeah.
So this match, $250, 9 stages. You're looking at $30 a stage.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I would shoot at least 5 of them again.
Yeah, 5 would be my number too.
I wouldn't pay to shoot the all rifle again.
No. Although that was a pretty good stage.
All
shotgun I'd pay to shoot again.
Yep.
I would not pay to shoot the all pistol again. Unless I could shoot it with the pistol I own now.
Yeah, I was like, I thought the all pistol. I thought it was pretty rad.
No, it was a pretty good stage.
It was pretty good. But
I was having ammunition/pistol problems at that time, though.
Yeah,
we can get into another time, but
yeah, I think a solid 5, if not 6.
Yeah,
stages I would definitely shoot again. My favorite stage was that stage number 2, where you had the optional engagements and it was a fixed time stage.
Right. Yes, we got to talk about that. Okay, we only have a couple minutes here, but we got to talk about that real quick.
That was by far my favorite stage.
That was badass. And
yeah.
the format was really cool. However, there were not nearly enough targets out there for AMAX.
Well, for the intended
for Tim Yackley
purpose.
Yeah.
Because the idea was that you have way more targets than you can engage in this time.
Right.
They all have different point values, so you have to strategize how many points can you get with the time that you have.
Yeah, which I thought was awesome.
It was awesome. But we showed up, and somebody cleaned the course, like first shooter, or at least they got close enough.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, okay.
Well, we heard Tim did.
Yeah, once it was kind of out there that it was possible to clean the course,
Everybody
like,
has to clean the course.
Well, that's what you got to do. Like then it's like, okay, so what order do I have to shoot these in to clean the course? It wasn't the selection. Like when we were walking through it on walkthrough day, it was like, well, that's a trap. Not enough juice to squeeze there, so I'm going to skip that. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to skip that.
Mm-hmm.
Or then it was like, well, you can clean the course. It's like, all right, well, I got to start on the left and I got to work to the right.
Yep.
But that stage was rad, and I hope they do it again. I hope they do more of them.
That was a lot of fun. I don't know what happened, but somewhere along the line, the schedule got like massively screwed up to where we were told to go home at like 2:00 because there was no way we were going to shoot a stage before dark. And we were standing around for several hours before that. And even with the schedule screwed up, like I had a massive fun time.
Yeah.
Massive.
Yes.
And I would shoot it again. Like the match can be so good that you put up with a lot of shit.
Yep.
Or a match can be mediocre to where like the schedule sucks and you're like, nah, I'm not coming back.
Yep.
So this was awesome.
And then
we're on like a massive time crunch here.
We are.
So I'm
going to drop one funny thing.
I'm going to drop one more.
Him.
Go for it.
All right. So our friend at JP Rifles, Dustin Sanchez, he is very comfortable in his ethnicity.
Yes.
Dustin is Mexican.
And he makes a lot of jokes about it, like Adam Reiser makes jokes about his own height.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You're going to have to try very hard to actually offend Dustin Sanchez.
In fact, as a person from Colorado who went to a state university, it's uncomfortable being around Dustin when he's making fun of himself. Like, I don't think I should be hearing this.
Yeah, like I don't want to get beaten up.
Exactly.
When someone thinks I said the thing. That
Yeah. No, he said it, not me.
So we get to the stage with the bouldering wall. And Dustin calls, and there's also a big, huge puddle next to it because it rained or snowed or something like that. So the whole match was muddy. So Dustin calls Range Master over, and he says, I don't want to do the wall because that's a racist prop. He said, I'm a Juarez Mexican, not a Tijuana Mexican. I don't climb walls. Is it okay instead if I swim the river?
And again, keep in mind, this is a direct quote. Dustin said this.
Yeah, he absolutely
Adam is
said
only
this.
quoting this.
Yes. He's like, I'm a Juarez Mexican. I want to swim the river.
Which I thought was a poor choice, but he...
And Brian said, all right, as long as you don't use your feet.
Yeah. So he dove in this massive puddle.
Yeah,
that was only about 4 inches deep.
Yeah, he's shooting.
Dove.
Yeah, he's shooting in the shoot house. Brian is like dumping every bottle of water that he had on his four-wheeler into
Which
the
is
puddle.
hilarious because
like,
it rained the night before.
Yeah,
it's
so
like,
he's like just making the. but Dustin takes his shoes off, freaking just swan dives into this thing, basically like slip and slides through the whole thing.
without the slip or the slide. Like he stopped abruptly when he hit the ground.
Failed to calculate how many rocks were in the bottom of said puddle. It scratched his chest and stomach, all the shit.
Yep.
he dove through the puddle and then kept shooting the stage. I think he even finished the stage.
He finished the stage,
Yeah.
but he also got water in his eyes and his eye pro, so he couldn't see.
Oh yeah,
the
his eye pro
targets.
was all jacked up.
Yeah.
It was the most hilarious thing ever.
So I put that on the Instagram story, and immediately I get a DM from his wife.
Oh yeah, his wife's pissed.
WTF is he doing? Did he trash the match already? And
Yeah.
I turned to Adam and I'm like, so I don't know his wife.
Laura is Laura and Dustin.
Let me finish my story before you get into that. I don't know her.
Yeah.
So she's messaging me like asking, and I turned to Adam and I'm like, what do I say? And you're like, don't lie.
Yeah, don't lie. She'll kill you.
Because it's sad, but some buddies, like, you got to lie to their wives, and some buddies you're like supposed to tell them the truth. And I had to ask which one was which.
Yeah.
Funny thing that I'll say at this match. So I had just moved to Texas at the time, right?
Yeah.
And I was still looking for a place, so I didn't have a place. So after you guys left to go to Vegas to catch your flight the next day, Josh and Brett went to dinner with the dudes from Peak Performance. I was in the house by myself. I did all my laundry so I would have clean laundry for the week.
And a boy.
Isn't that funny?
That's well played.
Yeah, I used the VRBO to the full benefit. I actually brought a dryer sheet with me.
A lot of people sleep on the laundry facilities in the VRBO, but it's
Well, when you don't have a washer and dryer, like
Hey,
at the
man.
time I didn't have a house, I was looking for a house. so.
even when you do. But
Yeah. All right, dude. That is Match Recon of Hard as Hell. So much fun. We'll shoot again.
Yep. Is it December yet?
I know. Nelson's always put on a good party for that match, and I want to go again.
Yep.
So, Adam, thanks for being here for the Match Recon. Patrons, thank you for being you. We love you, and we'll catch you on the range.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Thanks for listening to the 3 Gun Show. If you like the type of content that we produce here, you can support us on a monthly basis for as little as $5 by subscribing on Patreon at 3gunshow.com/Patreon. That's Patreon. You can also give your business to the companies that support the 3 Gun Show, including Vortex Optics, IWI, and JP Rifles. Until next week, I'm Dave Hartman, and I'll see you on the range.